generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I thought this was kind of an important video to get out there. There really isn't a lot of talk about the new Avatar game that came out for obviously current gen consoles. And so I want to go ahead and give my opinion, tell you, what I experienced, the good and the bad, and the ugly, quite honestly. So let's just jump right in. So let's start off with a compliment. One is that the game is beautiful. The graphics are stunning. Everything in the world, the colors. Like, if you wanted to, go... I think the only thing that would make this game better visually is if you could play it in VR, because then you can, be there. Yeah, the graphics, the colors, the plants, the animals, just the living and breathing planet, so to speak. Everything looks phenomenal, and definitely the creators deserve a lot of credit for putting in every little detail. So I'm going to start off with that as one of the good things. I do want to start talking about my criticisms, because I have way more criticisms, unfortunately, than I do good things to say. The game was very much like my movie watching experience with Avatar. So truth be told, I'm not a huge fan of the Avatar movies, and don't click away just yet, because that doesn't mean that I automatically hate the game. The world intrigues me, and I think it would be very cool, to expand and learn more about the world. I just think the movies are a little iffy with, what they're doing there. So I thought it would be, really cool to go into the game and, play out my Na'vi adventure. And so what was interesting is that, just like the film where, visuals are beautiful, everything looks great, but for me, it just wasn't quite there. It's the same thing with the game. The game is beautiful, but unfortunately I cannot back this game as far as saying, go out and play it. The only people I would say that are the die-hard Avatar fans. Just because, I think it's the only Avatar game out for current gen. So what are some of the things that really bothered me about this game? So the one that bothered me the entire time with playing this game was what you do with your characters, you can get different gear and different weapons, and you can craft things to make better ones, and you can add mods to improve them, all that good stuff. There's tons of customization in the game, which is a good thing. However, when, let's say I got a new piece of armor and it's better than another one, if you go to the character menu, on your armor circle, bubble, whatever you want to call it, that talks about the specific piece that you try to improve with crafting, it'll have your current one there and then an exclamation mark. And that exclamation mark means that there is another piece that you have that is better than what you're already wearing. And so, that's kind of your hint of, go ahead and replace it. That way, your character's better. And so I would do that, and the problem is that there was so many times that exclamation mark was there, but then when I went into it, there was no better pieces, let alone any other ones to choose from. I had a couple of weapons that had no upgrades available whatsoever, but yet I always had that exclamation mark to, say that, oh, you have something better to wear or something better to use. And so that really bothered me that it seemed kind of glitchy. I don't know if it was just me or what, but it was definitely annoying because it had me checking so often thinking like, oh, I must have picked something up, but I didn't. And so that was something that bothered me throughout. The next thing I can probably talk about is the missions. The missions are incredibly repetitive. Once you've kind of like hit the halfway point of the game, the second half really isn't too different as far as how missions go. There's a handful of missions, you know, where you just go from point A to point B. There's some where, you know, you are infiltrating different RDA places, whether it's a base, a mine, whatever. That's basically all you do the whole game. The biggest thing that bothered me was that all the cool stuff that you would picture for the missions were the cutscenes. And you're never working with the other Na'vi during your missions. So just imagine this. You're talking to the Na'vi. They're planning to go, you know, attack an RDA base. There's like 5 of you in this meeting. But when you actually go to the base, it is you against everybody. There is no other Na'vi that help you. So when you go into the base, you know, you have to do everything. If you are seen by one person at that base, every single person will know where you're at. And it doesn't matter if they're across the base and there's no way that they can know you're there, or if they're right next to whoever. As soon as one person sees you, you have like 20 grenades coming at you. It's ridiculous. Like, as soon as you get spotted, you have to kill everybody. And then once you start killing a decent amount, then reinforcements come. And it's like a repetitive motion of, oh my god, I'm drowning. So there's that involved. Plus, like I said, all the cool things are in the cutscenes. So once your mission is done, let's say you complete it, like you're with your group, they say let's go do a mission, you go to the mission, you do it all by yourself, and then the cutscene that like recaps like the ending of the battle will show the rest of the Na'vi there. So then it's like, well, it would be one, way cooler to see me and my friends in the Na'vi group attacking this base, but two, it's like now they're showing me all this cool stuff that the other people would have been doing, but they're not. And, you know, like if me and 5 others are there, then not everybody would be aiming at me at one point in time. You know, it would be dispersed a little bit. It would help out. So kind of going along with that, the difficulty can be a bit much at times too. I played the game on easy. I will just let you know up front that there's no way I would ever want to play this game on a different difficulty because, in my opinion, it is that ridiculously hard for the AI because, like I said, as soon as one of them sees you, you have a bajillion grenades coming in your direction. There's also a lot of times during these missions where they are unreasonably hard with like spawning enemies. So there was a mission where I had to, or you'll have to if you end up playing, where basically you had to destroy XYZ. You had to, you know, turn the wheel to like cut off fuel or whatever. But like when I went to go turn the wheel, all of a sudden like all these doors opened up, and then just tons of the I forget what they're called. The big mech guys, they just come out and just start blasting you, and I'm just like, if this was on hard, like where probably the damage is increased, how in the world would I have ran away from that not knowing they would have been coming out of those doors? Because obviously once you die, then you know, oh, they're going to come out through those doors, so then I set like mines and stuff around those doors for when they come out. But just at first glance, it's like that. What in the world? That's ridiculous. Even the final mission, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but there's like a briefing, and they're like, we have this group, and this group, and this group, and we're all going to come together, and it's just like, you don't see them once during that battle. So it's just you, yourself, doing everything. So If you like the kind of game where you have to be stealthy, and if you and you want to do literally everything on your own, this is the game for you. Let's say something positive. Let's break it up a little bit. Let's say something positive. When you start the game, you actually get to customize your own Navi character, so that was really cool. And it's not like there's only a couple of things to choose from. There's a lot. There's a lot of combinations of between what your face is gonna look like, the different patterns for the Navi. I think eye color was one of them. The nose, mouth, hair, gender, voice, a lot of stuff. So that is a huge positive, that there was a lot of owning your own Navi character in this game. Another cool thing is that although it does take probably a good 3 to 4 hours to get to this point, you do get your I forget what they're called, the flying creatures. You do get that creature relatively quickly, and that was a fun mission. Probably one of the last things that I'm gonna mention is that there were some invisible walls that were very inconvenient slash I don't even know why they were there. There was a part of a mission where there's like an open area, and if I snuck around, I could shoot, from a different point of view to take out some enemies. But basically, when I shot my arrow, it would, just hit that wall and then do nothing. And so I thought that was a bit ridiculous at times too. Some of the weapons I hardly ever, and you can see it from my gameplay, I did not really like using the gun weapons. I thought the guns worked terribly. The recoil is insane, so I can't hardly keep it, steady shooting at the opponents. The shotgun, it is very slow to fire, very slow to reload, and so I stuck with the bows for the most part, and then the explosives, because I felt like those were the ones that did the most damage. For most of the game, my short bow was the strongest weapon I had, and I didn't get a very powerful shotgun until like 3 or 4 missions left of the game to go. So very much a supporter of the bow and arrow type weapons. Probably, the best description I can give for the game. Especially towards the end, where it just felt like, this is supposed to be the pinnacle of the game. It's supposed to be amazing. It wasn't. The best part of the game was there was a story element that really unfolded right around like the 75% mark of the game that I thought was the most interesting. Unfortunately, I feel like they took a lot of time with like the first half of the game to establish the world of Avatar, which, of course you do kind of need that in case people didn't see the movies. But if you've seen the movies, it's really kind of boring for the first half. And then once you realize that the bones of everything that you did in the first half is essentially the bones of what you do with the second half of the game, it's, in my opinion, not quite worth the cost. The game is even on sale already, so you can already tell from people's pockets that they didn't quite want to dive into this. The one concern that I do have moving forward is that I do know that this is Ubisoft and they're making the new Star Wars game coming out. I hope the new Star Wars game is not like this. Yeah, I'm a little concerned with the Star Wars stuff. There is some DLC that will be coming out for this game, and I will be featuring that when it does come out. We got all the main levels on the channel already, so check those out if you want to see for yourself, the different things and how, repetitive that I actually make it out to be for all those different things. But yeah, so that was my little, I wouldn't call it really a rant, but my feelings about the new Avatar game. I did play the whole thing, and did a good handful of the side quests to get my best understanding of what's going on here, and so that's my opinion for you. If you enjoyed this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Maybe we'll start doing this more often, where we do like a post-game recap of what I thought about the game, just to add some some of my thoughts into the mix for all that, because I don't talk during the games. I don't put commentary on a lot of my new stuff, so this is the place to get all this good information. Drop us a like if you like the video, and drop us a comment letting us know about your experience with playing the Avatar game. And does your experience line up with what I said, or did you have a different experience? What are your thoughts? And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.